So now I'm going to go back to our original problem of Bill running into Greg at the hardware store. Okay? So, this is a little bit different, but it's quite similar. So tiles are imported from different countries, right? Not everything that you buy in Canada is made in Canada. In fact, most of the things you buy in Canada are not made here. So tiles come from different countries and sometimes have imperial dimensions, whereas Canada's standard measurement system is SI, right? Even though we still use imperial. Kind of weird. A tile layer, someone like Bill, wants to convert square feet to square centimeters. Okay, so it's a similar problem to what we were doing before. So one type of floor tile that this tile layer wants to buy is 1 foot by 1 foot. Okay? We want to know the area of that tile in square centimeters. So let me just draw the tile. So here's a tile, square tile, it's 1 foot by 1 foot.
So we want to go from feet to centimeters?
And we want the area of that tile in square centimeters. Follow what I'm saying? There are two ways to do this, and we're going to do both methods so that you're familiar with both, because you'll need to know both. So method number 1, it says here we're going to convert the dimensions and then find the area. Okay? The second method will find the area and then convert it. Okay? And then convert the area. This should be, and then convert the area. That's what it should say.
You want to convert the area, not the dimensions?
We're first going to convert the dimensions and then find the area. That's our first method. The second method will be just find the area and then convert it to centimeters squared.
I already found the area for the dimensions.
Okay. So, let's convert these 1 feet to centimeters. Right? Do you have a relationship between feet and centimeters on your data sheets?
30.488.
30.48 centimeters is 1 foot. So we don't really need to do any dimensional analysis because it tells us right there that a foot is 30.4 centimeters. Okay? So the area of the tile for using centimeters is going to be 30.48 times 30.48. Right? Which gives us how much?
That gives us 929.
929?
Well,
Somebody confirm that?
Yeah. It's like 929.030.
Okay, we'll just round it to 929. Centimeters squared. Alright, so that's the first method. Good so far? Now what we're going to do for the second method is we're going to find the area and then convert it to centimeters squared. And this is going to be really important. I would definitely take notes of this. So we're going to find the area of the tile in feet squared. So it's 1 foot by 1 foot, so the area is just 1 square foot, right? So 1 by 1 is 1 foot squared.
And the area would just equal 30.48.
Now think about this. You said that the area is 30.48 centimeters squared. You're wrong. We just found the area to be 929. So what's the problem?
Because you're not changing the dimensions.
You would suspect, since 1 foot is 30.48 centimeters, that 1 foot squared would also be 30.48 centimeters squared. But clearly that's not correct because we just found the area to be 929. What's going on?
You have to square the 30.
Ready for the most important part of the lesson? Here we go. So, we want to convert square feet to square centimeters. And clearly just making a direct correlation isn't going to work. Pay close attention to what I do. Okay? So, 1 square foot, we're going to use dimensional analysis. Put that over 1. We're going to multiply by a conversion factor. Okay? So what's the relationship between feet and centimeters again? Well, that's just 1 foot is 30.48 centimeters. So if I want to cancel feet, what goes where?
The foot on the bottom.
The foot on the bottom, centimeters on top. Here's the most important part of today's lesson. You ready for it?
Ready.
Okay. So when I do this conversion, what's being canceled?
The foot.
Just the foot.
There is a foot being canceled, but not all of the feet.
The square.
The reason why I say that is because feet squared, or anything squared, means what? Like if I talk about
Doubled.
5 squared, it's not doubled.
It's 5 multiplied by itself.
5 multiplied by itself. Or like 8 squared is 8 multiplied by itself, 8 times 8. So feet squared essentially means feet times feet. There are 2 feet dimensions, or 2 feet units, that you have to convert. And when I multiply these 2 fractions here, I'm only canceling one of those feet. So to cancel the second foot unit, I need to do the conversion again. That's the most important part of today. Does that make sense? Okay? So with squared units, you have to convert both of those units that are being squared. Okay? So I'm going to multiply by the exact same conversion. So this other foot is going to cancel my original foot unit, or the second one at least. And I end up with 1 times 30.48 times 30.48. Notice I'm multiplying by that unit twice.
So
What does
then
that give you?
929 again.
Now we get what we should get, right? 929 centimeters squared.
Once again, if you need to, if it's easier for you, then you do the one that is easier for you.
True. But if you only knew the area, you'd have to do this, right? Because we had the dimensions. That was nice. But we had. But sometimes you won't have the
So this
dimensions,
is what you
right?
use if you don't have.
If you don't have the dimensions, yeah.
So,
So does this
why-
make sense?
So why would we have to do it twice to get rid of the squared part?
So we have to do it twice because feet squared implies that there are 2 feet units that we need to convert. So we multiply by this conversion factor to get rid of this foot unit, multiply by this conversion factor, the second one, to get rid of the second foot unit. Okay? Just think a little bit ahead of where we are right now. If I wanted to convert a volume unit, how many times would I need to multiply by my conversion factor?
3.
3 times. Because I have a cubed unit. Okay? So that's just extending that idea a little further.
But you do it the same way, except for you do it 3 times.
You do it 3 times, yeah. So you'll notice that now our areas are the same, which has to make sense because we're talking about the exact same tile in both scenarios. Get the idea? Okay, that's the most important thing about today.